The job market has changed. Did you? There was a stretch in your career, if you were in IT, where the phone rang off the hook, three or four offers presented to you in one day, let alone over 6 month period of time. 5 years ago, that was not unusual if you were in technology. You'd update your resume, you'd give it to three or four reputable recruiters, and the market would come to you. That world is gone now. Today, you're dealing with ghost jobs, duplicate postings, scam recruiters, offshore outreach, and hundreds of applicants chasing the same visible opportunity. So, unless you've been gainfully employed in the last 5 years, this is the market that you're going to enter into if you find yourself out of a job. So, let me ask you this: did you change with it? Now, candidates are telling me, as a coach, recruiters still contact me, but the calls have been mostly a waste of my time. The jobs aren't even close to what I do. A vague message asking for personal information, presenting me for jobs that, they're not even sure that the job actually exists. Well, all of that is a byproduct of the market that we're in right now. And you can't control that, but you can control how you approach your search. So instead of complaining how bad it is, change the way you approach it before you waste any more time. It has to start now. So, what camp are you in? Are you spending hours in your day applying for jobs, then waiting, and then sending 20 more apps out, and then waiting again? But an apply only job search is not what's going to help you at this point. That's only hurting your situation. It's like a lottery. You're just hoping that somebody picks your number. That's what we're at the point right now in our job searches. So you're submitting your resume into a system you don't control, competing against hundreds of candidates, hoping that you get picked. It's really a sad state of affairs. So, hope is not a job search plan. If you're fine applying and waiting weeks, months at a time, then keep doing what you're doing. Okay. If you can afford to do that, it might work. But based on my intel, most of the people that are getting back to work right now are doing it through their outreach, people that they know. That, my friends, is a gold mine for you to be utilizing, especially if you've had at least 15 years in your career, out there helping people, building relationships, working with former managers, past coworkers, clients, vendors. You have a gold mine of people at your disposal that you can tap into. So you've helped people along the way get promoted, or maybe you've helped vendors get inside to your company. Any of those people you can tap into and ask them for assistance. You don't have to come right out and ask for the job, but you can certainly, communicate with them, let them know your situation, let them know if there is anything open in their, in their field, at their company, to let you know. That would be very important to do it. Don't put a hard sell on it. Just communicate with them, talk to as many people as possible. And I know why people do apply online, because it's easier and it's what you used to do 5, 10 years ago. But that is not the market we're in right now. I guarantee you, if you're doing that, you're going to be months and months without a job if you're hoping to be picked like a lottery. So we don't want to do that anymore. So if you haven't called somebody in a couple of years, I know it's uncomfortable, but you have to try to make it conversational. Again, don't try to make it sound like you're asking for a job. Just say, hey, how's it going? I'm out there in the market. If you do hear of anything good, I'm taking this really great class. This is what I'm doing. Let them know that you're staying abreast of what's happening in technology, and you just want to get their feedback as to what they're seeing out there and what their company happens to be doing. That is definitely the way to go in that. So for today, or for your next day that you're approaching your job search, pick up the phone, call that former manager who respected your work, contact the coworker who helped you out along the way, reach out to a client who trusted you. Don't just send them, hey, I'm looking for a job, let me know if you hear anything. That puts all the work on them. Okay, you don't want to do that. Instead, you want to say something like this: I'm targeting senior program leadership roles in healthcare technologies. Especially interested in companies going through major transformation. You know my work. I'd appreciate an introduction if someone comes to mind. That's it. Okay. I teach many more of these outreach messages per person. So you want to make sure that you're sending the right outreach message to the right person. Okay, you want to make it easy for people to help you. Ask for conversations, not jobs. Ask what companies are growing. Okay, ask who else you should talk to in their company. That's how opportunities start moving through people instead of through portals. So ask them who they know, ask them what they know about what's going on in the company, ask for introductions, anything like that that can help you. You do this enough times, you're going to start to see some movement. So now that you have the outreach, the next thing that you do is while you're activating that network, don't just sit around and wait. Build current proof. That is so important if you've been out of work 6+ months or more. And it also gives you something to talk about in the interview. So take that class, complete that certification, create a project, consult for a small company, even if it's at a nominal fee, anything to get you to stay current. Publish an analysis. Learn the tools that employers are now asking for. And keep in mind, a major achievement from 2018 proves that you were successful then. Employers are hiring for what you know now. You don't need to erase 20 years of experience, but you do need to show those 20 years didn't become the place where you stopped growing. So the hard truth of this market is the job market is not what it was 5 years ago, and it's going to continue to evolve. That's already apparent, but continuing to search exactly the way you did 5 years ago, that's a choice. Okay. This is the formula for your upcoming week. Apply selectively, then spend the majority of your time creating conversations, activating relationships, getting introductions, and showing current relevance. We can't recreate the market 5 years ago. So instead of staying there, let's build a plan that does work. So make sure that you're tapping into those connections that you helped along the way. Now it's their turn to return the favor for you. Okay, so don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call someone that you know, that you knew really well, and just build a relationship, talk to them. Okay, you'd be surprised. People do want to help. So if you're doing the same thing this month that you did the month before and the month before that, you already know how that turns out. Same result, same silence. Stop repeating it. Listen, I'll offer you a 15-minute free consult and I'll get you back on track very quickly. So if you want to work with someone that's been in the industry for 25 years and are been on the inside, DM me or comment free 15 and I'll set up an appointment to speak with you and see if I can get you back on track. Okay. Hope this helps. Enjoy your week, your coming week, and be careful out there.